So I watched The Fall Guy a couple days ago. I gotta be honest with you. Rom-coms aren't for me.
So good.
Oh, good.
Shot to the heart, and you're too late, darling. You give love a bad name.
Anyone but him. I didn't approve him. You know that. You are literally the last person on earth I want to see slap the shit out of you. I really could.
And I'm open to that in a safer environment.
Cash Nation, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're talking The Fall Guy. Now, full disclosure, this was a film that was on my radar. It was in my top 10 movies of the year, and I literally watched all the trailer reactions and all the coverage I could do for this, okay? Now, I like the first act of this film. That's the first pro I'll give it, is that I like the seriousness to try to go for, the action sequences as well, and some of the fight sequences are cool as well, but overall, I'm gonna just get right into it and just give it to you how it is, okay? This film did not work for me, and it lost me in the second or third act. Specifically because every single time it showed Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling on screen together, I didn't care. I saw them more as brother and sister than I did as an actual couple. And that's the thing. If you walk into this film and you don't believe within the first 10 to 15 minutes that these two could be easily a couple, it doesn't work. It really doesn't. Okay. Now, this does not have a complex plot to it. Okay. There are some twists and turns. I'm just going to say this right now. I mean, you could have seen come from a mile away. And I'm just, one with Ariel Johnson, one with the producer, which I won't get into by any means, but I'm just like, okay. And I'll be honest, and I'm gonna be brutally honest. I walked out of this film 2 or 3 times. Not necessarily like walked out to go somewhere else. I just went to go use the restroom, get my drink refill, go get a snack or two, and I had a couple of naps. I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? I was pretty much bored. I remember looking at my clock the entire time, see what time it was and stuff. Specifically because I thought I was going to enjoy this film. I just did. Now there's some cool stunt man sequences. There really are. Okay, there's one in the club where he has to go and take care of business, and there's a drug dealer involved. There's one with the car involved. There's one where has to be lit on fire. It's supposed to be funny to me, but I'm gonna be honest. None of the humor worked for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, Winston Dugan, Ayla Tara Johnson. I specifically say we're gonna have a small role in this film. They pretty much do. Their role is just to support the other guy, to support the other person, and overall, I mean, I personally did not enjoy this film. Again, because you're basically getting 90% Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling. You're gonna get 10% action with the stunt sequences and the fight sequences, okay? Which were all cool in their own right. Don't get me wrong, those were cool and I liked them a lot. But when you get to the end of the film with a certain character and all that, I just was like, I don't care. There's a reveal, it tries to be clever, it tries to be cool. I did not care at all. And I can't be specific other than the fact that Aaron Taylor Johnson and Ryan Gosling have something happen in the film, and that's all I can say about it without spoiling it. Okay, if you're already invested in these characters and you're invested into the story that they're a little bit of, then sure, I'm happy for you. But for me personally, I didn't care at all. I didn't care for the producer, Aaron Taylor Johnson. I didn't care for at all. And by the way, I love Aaron Taylor Johnson. I love that guy so much. I love Winston Duke, but I didn't care for many people in this film. Okay, now the reason why I'm not gonna give it a 3 or 4 is because specifically I see the audience for this film. I do. There's an audience that like Mrs. Cash, or there's plenty of people out there that love to walk in that not be taken seriously. They love the romance, they love the comedy. That's fine. That's great. But me personally, I didn't care for it. Okay. There's also some plot holes as well, where specifically in the very beginning of the film, something happens to Ryan Gosling to where there's a stunt that goes wrong that don't really reveal much about what happens there, and he basically is in retirement. He's doing his own thing at the moment, and they don't really focus on it too much. Like he's supposed to be having a hard time. In reality, he doesn't look like he's having a hard time at all. And he gets called back into action. And again, I didn't care. I was rolling my eyes at so many different scenes. Overall, this film didn't work for me, okay? And unfortunately, which I didn't even know, it flopped horribly, okay? This film terribly flopped. They want to do a sequel to this film, but of course, the film doesn't do well at the box office. It won't warrant a sequel, okay? But again, due to the action sequences, the first act, and the fight sequences as well, and it's really all I can think about that I liked about it. And the visuals as well. The visuals in this film were great. Everything else, I didn't care for it. This is a film you just have to turn your brain off and not care. I mean, there is some logic in this film, but it's just like that doesn't make sense. Why are we doing this instead of that? There's a thing with deepfake involved, but it's like, but that doesn't make sense because of that scenario with that, you know. Anyways, so overall, I'm gonna give it to you a short. The Fall Guy, I give it a 5 out of 10. I say if you're into rom-coms, go for it and watch this in theater. Support this film, of course. But for me personally, I wouldn't watch it again if I had the chance. I just wouldn't do it. So as always, Cash Nation, thank you for watching. Now, again, I'm sorry I can go too much in depth about this film. I just not very memorable to me. I'm not gonna ramble on and on about different things. Just know this, that it's basically a 2-hour movie, and I felt most of the runtime, unfortunately, and I literally would rather watch anything else besides this again. So as always, thank you for watching. Please take yourself friendly. Do me a favor, comment about your thoughts on this movie. Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Why not? What was your favorite part of this film? And again, how'd you feel about the ending? Thank you for watching.